Welcome back to YuGiOh Master. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today I have a little bit of a different video than normal. Normally we just do a few duels and go from there. Today I have a replay that Dakota actually told me that he wanted me to watch. I have yet to see it. He asked me to look at it next time I recorded a video. I have a replay of my own I'd like to share. I think I made a new deck that I wanted to show off to you guys, as well as just show you some new decks that I've been working on. So we're going to start by looking at the replays Dakota's got for me. Also, there was a recently added Nibiru bundle. I think it's worthwhile to get every single bundle, even if not for the card itself. Usually they're good. Ash Blossom, I think Imperm, Forbidden Droplet, Nibiru, Solemn Judgment, I think are the ones. There might even be a Max C one, I can't recall. Let's just look through here. March 29th, yep, this seems to be it. 2 turns, and he's in Platinum? I don't remember what the ranks are in this game. Alright. What's Dakota playing? Oh, he's playing yeah. Oh, nice. Alright, Max C gets Ash Blossomed. Makes sense. I think Zia means a 1-card combo, right? Yeah, actually it is. It does actually work still. So he's fine here. Okay. Gets to add, yep, Foxy Toon, makes sense. Foxy Toon discard to special summon, right? Yep. Then that, gain 600 attack, not a necessary thing. Pay 600 life points, he's fusion summoning. Yeah, and then he's going to go from this into the level 7, then he's going to get Carp, and then he'll go from that into Amazing Dragon. Special summon 2 Punk monsters different levels. Okay, Punk spell from deck to hand, Field Spell. Field Spell, you can basically, every time you pay life points, you can draw a card up to twice per turn, so it's basically a Pot of Greed just for activating the Punk effects. Okay, Jam Dragon Drive, I don't actually recall what you do. Oh, he's going to do Pep here, that makes sense. I think anyways. Actually very curious. He's not got a Nibiru yet. They haven't shown any activation effect of Nibiru. So I'm very curious as to what Dakota's actually playing here. Makes sense. Imperm, cool. Gets another tuner, level 8, level 8. I mean, you can get Pep twice. That's not needed. This is a free pop. If you control a Punk monster, target a face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it immediately. So it's like a Gen Punisher here. The zombie vamp. Oh, they're both level 8s. I'm stupid. I didn't even realize. Wow. Wow. What the fuck? Homie discarded 3 maxis and an effect veiler. This dude discarded some bullshit. Wow. I'm very interested in what's... Mathematics! Oof. Dakota's gonna get ruined here, isn't he? Also, why did he summon that? Oh, he took this person's Ash. That's what happened. Okay. I was like, how come this dude only sent 3? But it's because Ash. That makes sense. The Zombie Vampire, you discard the top 4 cards, or you mill the top 4 cards of each deck, then special summon 1 from your opponent. Special summon a monster from your opponent's graveyard that was milled, I'm pretty sure. And it's basically a really good support card for the Vampire card. Final Sigma, I know, is an incredibly broken card. I actually want to read this though real quick. Unaffected by card effects except for Mathematics cards. Makes sense, so he can no longer use his pop. Oh, he used it. Oh, no, he didn't. It's on the left side there. Why didn't he use it on the tuner? Did I just miss-see? 4. Huh? One of these can be treated as a non-tuner? Is that what's happening? What? But if 2 of these... Alright, you know what? Sure. Continue. I don't know how this deck works. I'm actually just like fully surprised. Doing this, that won't destroy it, unfortunately. He's just activating all effects against it. But yeah, it's unaffected by card effects except for Mathematics, so it doesn't do anything. Does he die here? Imperm? Dakota just dies here, right? This does like double damage, doesn't it? Yeah. That's the worst. Well, that's really unfortunate. Just, first of all, homie had all 3 Ziamins, or Ziamins. That's just unfortunate on its own. Dude Maxis gets Ash Blossom. Pretty like fair setup there. Then Dakota gets all 3 of his Max C's sent to the graveyard through a Zombie Vampire and an Effect Veiler. Any of which of those cards would have been like an amazing draw to have for this person's turn. Obviously not that good like the following turn, so better that they went to the graveyard than he drew them. But like the fact that he then special summoned Ash Blossom out just to get instant killed is incredibly fucking unfortunate. I'm really unsure how that dude got the tuner out there. I actually want to look back at that. How do I look at that again? That's how. How did he get Mathmech Final Sigma? I'm not understanding. Chrono Monsters. Okay, I'm just reading through it. Yes, if this card is used to sync a material from a Mathmech monster, treated as a non-tuner. Okay, I guess that makes sense. That's so unfortunate, though. What a, like, fast-paced, just instant loss going on there. That is some actual just nonsense. I feel bad about that. Well, that's unfortunate. It seems that I didn't actually press the save replay button, and I have played a lot of matches of Master Duel today, trying to get stupid little clips done. So these are a few different decks that I've got working on. We've got the main stuff right here. We still have my Infernoble, my Dreadnought, which has never been used in a normal video, my Stardust Dragon, my Converging Wishes, Carly Carmine, Gate Guardian, Dragon's Breeze, Blue Eyes, my Egyptian Gods, which needs update. I have the Revived Sky God in this game. I should totally just buy or get 3 of those and then put those in this, and then I can make some Slifer videos again. Vendread, haven't used in a while. My Toon Kingdom deck. Don't worry about this Snowman deck right here. I was messing around and I found these cards that have ice counters, and I was like, huh. That could be a funny little silly thing. I found nothing else on them. I don't really know what I would do to make these goods. I was thinking I could do like pendulums, getting the level 8 things here with Perform a Palace Celestial Magician, and then like a level 1 or something. These are also pendulum rank 8. So, you know, just these 3 are kind of a really good combination here. Then with Celestial Magician's effect, you put the Xyz monster, special summon it, that kind of thing. I really wasn't too sure where to go from it. I haven't touched it in a little while. It's been maybe it's been around 2 weeks since I started this. But this whole idea seemed fair enough to me. Water Hazard, special summon from your hand. Then you have Snowman Effect, which I just like winter. The idea of making a deck around snowmen was really funny to me. And so having Snowman Creator and Snowman Eater, it just seemed like, maybe there's something I can do here. And then Snowdust Dragon with ice counters. It seemed like there were things that I could do. I'm really not sure just yet. I hope that I can figure more stuff out for this with time. But if you have any ideas, let me know. Like, realistically, I don't want the main deck to just be 3 of all of these different monsters. I was just putting them in there at 3 so that I could figure out what I want to do as I go through with them. My Fallen Star deck is the same as it was before. It's still Albaz and Stardust Assault mode. That's why I call it Fallen Star. Fallen of Albaz plus Stardust Dragon Assault mode. One of my favorite, actually just 2 of my favorite visual archetypes are the Stardust Dragon archetype. I say archetype, I guess the Synchron Warrior Stardust archetype. And then Fallen of Albaz and Virtuous Ecclesia the Incredible are my 2 like favorite designed cards. I adore the art in both of them. I love using them whenever I can. My King Calamity deck's pretty much the same as from that video you saw. I have a Tenyi deck that I'm working on. It's not Sword Soul. It is specifically the Tenyi monsters. And something that I find really funny about it, not too good just yet. Something I really enjoy about it is that technically, I don't remember which one it was. There's one of the cards which allows you to special summon something from the extra deck. I think it's this one. Special summon 1 non-effect monster from your extra deck. So technically with this trap, you can bring out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon because it's a non-effect monster. And I really want to do that in a duel. So once I get the cards for this, because it's not necessarily done. I had this as a shiny. I dismantled it today, actually. It's not necessarily like close to being done. I still get some kinks to work out with it. But it is a really, really funny deck. My Xenoblade Chronicles deck is the same. Dark Magician's deck is the same. I think actually, no. It has another Magician's Souls and another Illusion of Chaos in it now, I think. Swordsman of Albaz is one that I wanted to try doing. This is one that I didn't actually want to show off just yet, but I think it's better that I do, so you have something to look forward to, as it's actually pretty damn close to being completed. For those of you who don't know, Fallen of Albaz, you can set on your field, and that doesn't give you the Fusion Summon effect. However, with Alba Lenitis, the Abyss Dragon, must be either Fusion Summoned or Special Summoned by sending the above cards from any monster zones to the graveyard, meaning Fallen of Albaz plus 1+ Dragon monster from any monster zone on the field, including your opponent's. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase, up to the number of materials used for it. It can attack monsters each battle phase, so it's not that good. But it's really funny. What I could do is get Buster Dragon on my opponent's field. Then immediately after getting Buster Dragon on my opponent's field, I can then summon out Alba Lenitis the Abyss Dragon by setting Fallen of Albaz. Therefore, my opponent cannot react to it with certain effects or anything like that. If your opponent activates this or whatever, they're not going to be able to respond to it or anything like that. I'm pretty sure if you set a monster as well, you can't like Solemn Judgment it or anything, so it should be theoretically completely safe and protected. Otherwise, this deck is very simple. 1-for-1 to get level 1 monsters out, to get out Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, or Buster up with the Destruction Swordman. I think this is the main one. I can't recall right now. Basically, you do this, get out Buster Blader, get the trap out, and then go into the Buster Blader that is Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. And then I know there's another card that allows you to just special summon this out. I don't remember specifically what it is right at the moment. But basically, you get this out and bust your Swordsman out here. And then the effect of Dragon Monsters on your opponent's field are negated, I believe. Yeah, Dragon Monsters in your opponent's possessions cannot activate their effects. And then inflicts piercing battle damage. Not that important. What's important here is just having their entire field be considered dragons with the effect of Buster Dragon. This is an effect they can technically negate if they want to skill drain it or effect failure or impermit. It's not like a guaranteed thing, but it's really, really funny. And so whenever I don't have a Buster Blader as well, I can just special summon it, meaning that I'm just in a better position no matter what happens. It is not the best deck. I wouldn't even go so far as to say it's a good deck, but it's really funny and it's fully memey, and that's why I want to use this. This deck is for something else right here. Completely ignore this. We're just going to gloss over it. Limit over Axel Synchro. I can show you what this deck is. It's kind of pieced together from what I want to do with the Stardust deck, and then also just what's kind of funny with it. I made Cosmic Blaze Art today. Of course, I couldn't get a Prismatic. I don't have that kind of luck. I'm just joking to joke. We have 3 level 12s in here, and technically, well, we can't get all 3 out in one turn. We can get Shooting Majestic Star Dragon out, Shooting Quasar Dragon out, and then one of the following. Typically, Cosmic Blazer Dragon, because this one's just not that good. It also doesn't even look that cool. Kind of sucks. Kind of just sucks. However, main deck is really, really simplistic. Very little search power in it, unfortunately. So long as you start with Junk Converter and literally any tuner monster that isn't our fucking Converging Wills Dragon, and you don't start with, if you don't start with these 3 cards in your hand, Converging Wills Dragon, Omni Dragon Brotar, or what else could there be? I mean, realistically, it's the only 2 you don't want to start with, and then Quick Draw Synchron, another one you don't want to start with. If you don't start with those, you're good. You have full combo, because Junk Converter, get rid of any of the tuners you have, get Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron, Special Summon Junk Converter, Junk Speeder, do the whole combo. Of course, it's a lot easier done than actually said in this situation. So I'm gonna head over to solo mode. I'm gonna mess around and I'm gonna show you guys the full combo, hoping that I actually draw well enough to be able to do it. Let's head over there right now. I'm gonna go first here. Let's just hope for a good draw. All we need is Junk Convert. Yep. Retry, please. Thank you. That's my luck. I tell you guys this all the time. I'm the unluckiest motherfucker in the world, aside from the people I know. I know amazing people. I meet some amazing fucking people. Any other aspect of life, I'm an unlucky motherfucker. It just what happened. I just didn't want that in my starting hand, but this isn't a bad starting hand as well. Let's activate the effect in my Junk Converter, discard in my Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. Does it matter here? No! It actually saves me the pain of having to deal with that thing wanting to fucking proc every 5 seconds. We're gonna add a Stardust Synchron to our hand. Now, we're gonna do the full combo. Basically, we just start Junk Synchron, bring out Junk Converter from our graveyard. The unfortunate thing with this combination here, or this combo here, is that there's a lot of interruption opportunities and a lot of plays my opponent can do to fuck me over. So we're going to do Junk Speeder, put it up here, and then we're just going to do the whole combo. Basically straight into Shooting Majestic Star. We're not using Junk Converter. That's the risk of this. Junk Speeder effect can be chain blocked, so your opponent can Ash it with Junk Converter. Of course, Imperm, Effect Failure, all that stuff still works against it. And then Nibiru also immediately just kind of goes, haha, fuck you, hate you. And that's an unfortunate thing in its own right, but realistically, we're not in any danger at the moment, which is all we could hope for. Stardust Synchron with Special Summon, meaning we can add a Stardust Spell or Trap. I will add my Arrive in Light, or a spell or trap that mentions Stardust Dragon specifically. Now, so what they get very unlucky here is what it is. If we get one card in my deck right here, we're done. The fucking match is over. It's basically just death. Well, not death, because realistically we can still draw really well. Or we can still get out a whole boss monster. Cool, that's actually great. Let's activate the effect now of our Arrive in Light, placing a level 1 dragon monster on top of our deck, from our hand or deck to the top of our deck. So we'll put our Converging Wills Dragon there. I do wish it worked from graveyard too, but obviously that'd be a bit broken if it did. Now we'll take our Satellite Synchron and our Stardust Charge Warrior and go straight into Stardust Dragon. If you're wondering who comes up with this deck idea, a lot of people. I've seen this combo a bunch, unfortunately. Like, actually, the main difference with this combo is just so high of the Rainstorm. Literally, that card alone, and Garden Rose Maiden actually, are like the main reason that this deck works the way that it does now. And allows me to get out 3 Omni Negates actually. Which is like, incredibly unfortunate, but it is what it is, I suppose. Let's target my Junk Synchron. We'll discard my Stardust Synchron. And we will add a Doppel Warrior from our deck to our hand. Now what we're going to do is Synchro Summon using my Stardust Synchron and my Omni Dragon Brotar to bring out my Sohaya, the Rainstorm? Yeah! I was going to say the Black Rain, but that's not its name. Assault Blackwing Sohaya the Rainstorm. Nothing on summon unless you control unless an Assault Blackwing monster is in your graveyard. That's why we run 2 of it, it's not treated as itself. It's very, 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 very powerful move. We're now going to activate the effect of Stardust Synchron, tributing our Quick Draw Synchron, literally a dead card, to special summon this from our graveyard. When a monster is special summoned from our graveyard, Doppel Warrior can be special summoned from our hand. Why am I giving you a play-by-play on this entire deck? Simple. Some people kind of take their time with stuff like this. They don't take their time with stuff like this. They kind of just upload a replay and let it go all the way through. I figure if I'm going to make a deck like this, and I'm never going to use it in videos most likely, I don't think it's going to be that much fun, I might as well give you literally frame by frame every single thing I'm doing in that match. We're going to special summon 2 Doppel tokens here. That will then allow me to then special summon using my other Stardust Synchron and my Doppel token to bring out my Garden Rose Maiden. Garden Rose Maiden has a wonderful effect. When she is summoned, you can add 1 Black Garden field spell from your deck or graveyard directly to your hand. So if you discarded this earlier for your Omni Dragon Brotar effect, perfectly fine. Now we're going to activate the effect of Jet Synchron in our graveyard. Discarding 1 card, we'll get rid of our Boost Warrior. It's fine, because we can just add another one back later if I want one, to special summon it out. Then we're going to special summon into our Celestial Double Star Shaman using our Doppel token and Jet Synchron. When Celestial Double Star Shaman is synchro summoned, you can target up to 4 level 2 non-tuner monsters in your graveyard and special summon them. We want Junk Converter, because we haven't used it yet. Now, we're going to synchro summon directly into my Shooting Quasar Dragon, my personal favorite of all the Synchro Boss monsters. I adore it. Shooting Majestic Star is great too, but Shooting Quasar Dragon is absolutely where it's at. Look at that beautiful fucking beast. Now, let us use my Assault Blackwing, Sohaya the Rainstorm, using my Junk Synchron and Junk Converter to special summon that out. I already told you before, when it is special summoned, special summon an Assault Blackwing monster from your graveyard. So do this effect, then we will activate the effect to target that, and we'll activate Junk Converter's effect. When it's used for the synchro summon of a monster, you can target any tuner in your graveyard and special summon it to your field. So we will special summon Celestial Double Star Shaman here. Completely fair play. Like, we're just in an amazing spot here. Now bring this out. And now we get to bring this out. Now we'll activate the effect of my Black Garden. We're not going to worry about negating it for now. And we can then immediately synchro summon using these 3 cards once again. It's a literal 2-card combo. Junk Synchron plus Junk Converter into anything you want. Now we do this, and we get out another one without an animation. Cosmic Blazar Dragon. 3 Omni Negates on our field right now. Not only is fucking Cosmic Blazar an Omni Negate, by the way, this thing has on summon, nah. When your opponent monster declares an attack, nah. And battle phase. This shit's actually broken. Like, of all the Dragon Synchros, this one's completely broken, because this is banished of the end phase to activate this effect. So if I get this in real life, I might actually replace my Honest. I have an Ultra Rare Shooting Quasar Dragon in real life. I might actually replace this with Cosmic Blazar Dragon, because it's like 30 cents, and it's just objectively better. The thing is, this one is an instant kill. So if I go second and my opponent has nothing and can't stop me, if I get this out, I'm already winning the game. But this is also an instant kill. And technically, I can now activate this and special summon a monster from my graveyard. I'm not sure what I'd want to special summon here. It's equal to the attack of all plant monsters in the field, so I guess it'd have to be Doppel Warrior. I don't think I have anything in my graveyard with 1600 attack at the moment aside from Junk Speeder, and I don't think that's a necessary thing to bring out. Or he has 1800 attack anyways. But we can actually technically go into more things. Assault Blackwing can banish an Assault Blackwing monster, I believe. Yeah, banish 1 other Assault Blackwing, Sohaya the Rainstorm, and special summon this card from your graveyard, which is incredibly broken. So if I had the means of doing it, theoretically, I could get out another thing. Let's activate the effect of this one. I don't know the name of it. And we can then give ourselves a thing. If I had a level 2 tuner in hand right now, if I had my Necro Synchron or something like that, it wouldn't work for this because it needs to be another, what's it called? Brain's not working. Another Synchro Tuner. But technically, if I were to be able to do that, I would be in such an amazing spot right there. I will actually, oh, no, I can't do that just yet. Let's just special summon this. Now that we have 2 tuners with 800 attack, we can destroy this to special summon out my Garden Rose Maiden with 1600 attack. So here's the thing. If I had an equip spell called Living Fossil in this deck, I could technically just bring out my Celestial Double Star Shaman here, allowing me to then go into more bullshit from there. So immediately, crazy setup. 3 Omni Negates. If this was a Celestial Double Star Shaman, I bring out Stardust, Sifra, Divine Dragon. When my opponent activates a monster effect, negate the effect, destroy 1 card on the field without like targeting or anything like that. Then I can banish this card from graveyard, target 1 level 8 or lower Stardust monster in my graveyard, and special summon it. Completely broken! Actually, completely broken! I have 3 Omni Negates on my field. I have pretty much the makings of getting another fucking one of those nonsenses out. But here, let me say something else. Garden Rose Maiden has a different effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Rose Maiden, target 1 Rose Dragon monster, or 1 Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard, and special summon it. Which means that if any of these were in my graveyard, I could use Garden Rose Maiden's effect to special summon it. With the exception of, I think, these 2, actually, because these must be synchro summoned. But, like, if I have Shooting Majestic Star in my graveyard, Shooting Star Dragon in my graveyard, Stardust Sifra in my graveyard, Stardust Dragon in my graveyard, Ready Rose Dragon, Power Tool Dragon, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, that's what it's called. If I had that in my graveyard, that one's a fucking mouthful, actually. I never realized that. Immediately just, like, winning the game. Without hesitation, I win the game. I bring that card back. It's a giant fucking boss monster. You're done. This one doesn't need to be synchro summoned to get its effects. I gain it just to win. I pretty much just win the game. I'm going to banish this until the end phase, and I'm going to negate the activation, and if I do, destroy that card. This shit's broken. I hope you are all actually understanding just how broken this little combination here is. Yep, now this one's back. Realistically, there's a lot of issues with it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of issues with this deck. For starters, well, the most obvious one, Ash Blossom. If Junk Speeder gets Ash Blossomed, unless you have a deck set up like I do, which is based around Stardust Illumination, well, actually, not even this deck. This deck isn't. My actual Stardust deck is pretty damn good. If Junk Speeder Ash Blossoms this deck, you basically lose, unless you have a Stardust Synchron in hand and a Stardust Illumination or Stardust Trail in your graveyard. If you have Stardust Trail in your graveyard, when you tribute a monster, you can special summon a Stardust Trail from your graveyard to your thing. Then you can use Stardust Synchron's effect to go into Arrive on Light, get Stardust Dragon, and get Shooting Majestic Star Dragon out at the bare minimum. Or that's the most you can do is get this card out, which is an Omni Negate that comes back at the end of the turn and gains 2 attacks, gains an attack for every Stardust Dragon in the graveyard. So really good, actually. However, there's another thing with this deck in real life. Even if I didn't do Assault Blackwing so high the Rainstorm, if I had this and I had Junk Synchron on my hand, Arrive in Light special summons Junk Synchron when this is special summon, that will let me go into Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon, which immediately special summons a level 2 monster, which means on my opponent's turn, I can special summon out Satellite Warrior, who's unaffected by my opponent's activated card effects, destroying as many cards as I want on their field. If they want to respond to it, I'll negate it. I have 3 negates. What are they going to do? Activate those effects? I'll just negate them myself, and then I'll still destroy them. Sure, it's like whatever nonsense you can go into. But it's like this setup is fucking broken. It's practically guaranteed game winning. And that's hilarious. The main issue is just how difficult it is to set up. Effect Veiler onto Junk Speeder, game. Effect Veiler onto Junk Synchron, practically game. Nibiru, practically game. With the exception of Stardust Synchron giving you Arrive on Light, assuming you have a Stardust Trail or Stardust Illumination in your graveyard, because Stardust Synchron on Special Summon gives you that. So when you Special Summon the monsters, Nibiru will come out. Then you can use Stardust Dragon's effect, or Stardust Synchron's effect to give yourself Arrive on Light. Use your Stardust Illumination to send your Stardust Trail to the graveyard, then tribute your Nibiru token using Stardust Synchron's effect in the graveyard, special summoning that out, getting Majestic Star Dragon out. Again, this one's really, realistically, a very easy card to go into, which is kind of why I dislike it, because of how possible this card is at practically any given moment. But at that point, you're dead. If you want to pull out some other nonsense, this kind of deck isn't going to work in real life. People run Evenly Matched, people run Effect Veiler, people run Ash Blossom, people run Imperm, people run Joel and Lockbird. If you get Joel and Lockbird with this deck, your game's already over. It's literally done the moment you add a card to your hand. Someone Dimension Shifters you, and starts, Dimensional Fissures, whatever they have to banish your cards, you're done. But I'm very close to being able to make this deck in real life. I just don't know if I want to just yet. I really want to get this so high at the Rainstorms. They're relatively cheap. They're like 40 cents each, I think. So I honestly might. Garden Rose Maiden and Black Garden are like $5 on their own, I think. They're actually a little bit fairly expensive Like, I know that's not much to most people. Think about it this way. The most I've ever spent on a video game on a real life game in my life is YuGiOh, is my Stardust Dragon deck. I think I spent like $40 on that shit. That's a lot. When you don't have a job and when you're poor, that's a lot of money, all right? So getting this shit's difficult, but I really want to. I also know that I've been going off on a tangent for a while, but like, I like just talking in videos. When I don't have a pressure sensitive situation, just being able to sit here, like talk about this deck and shit. Thank you for bearing with me on my wild, insane ramblings once again. I hope you've all had a wonderful day. If you haven't, there's always rest of the day. There's always tomorrow, the day after that, so on and so forth. Things don't get better unless you let them. Give yourself time. Work towards what you want. Doesn't have to all happen at once. You have time to make things better for yourself, okay? Hope you've all had a great day. I already said that. Take care of yourselves. And let's finish this duel off against Discipline of Rebirth. See you guys in the next one.